Anti-Afro Svengalis. Let me tell you, people, Dr. Poop, NPW, and let me see your handcuffs, are perhaps the two most profoundly ignorant people that I have ever encountered who are unfortunately in the field of education. It is, you can't even describe it. So Dr. Poop is running around here again, hopping her. She's uneducated, people. I have never in my life seen someone so remote in her thought process as to get up on a platform and claim that since Gerald Palmer did not obtain a degree in theology or divinity or religious studies, that he is not qualified to be a reverend. There is never one way to obtain training and knowledge. And anybody who has that thought running through their, I have to say, a pea brain with limited brain cell activity, that would be NPW. There's no hope. But this is what she was asserting. But that's not the major issue that I'm here to talk to you about. What I'm here to talk about is the very just incredibly bizarre process that NPW constantly undertakes when she claims to be coming after people. What she does, and what she did in this situation, is to take a very significant part of her life, a reality of her life, and she tries to transpose it onto someone else, or she does transpose it. So in this instance, she called Gerald Palmer a bastard. A bastard? Are you serious? Gerald Palmer is a bastard? Like, okay, just that we're clear. A bastard is somebody who was born out of wedlock. Now, any decent person out there, even a halfway decent person, would have the mindset of any life that has been generated, a birth that has survived all of the complications that it entails, the complex process of living, getting through that process is to be celebrated. It doesn't matter whether or not somebody was born out of wedlock or not. But NPW, what does she do? She wants to try to tell the world that Gerald is a bastard. But this is a very interesting comment that she makes, because being born out of wedlock is actually a legacy that applies to NPW herself and her family. Is that anything to be ashamed of? I say no. But apparently NPW is so ashamed of that fact, she turns around and tries to say it applies to Gerald Palmer. It doesn't apply to Gerald Palmer. It applies to NPW and her family history. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. She's ashamed of her family and her family history to the point where she tries to put it on other people. This is what she was doing when she was trashing Stargate. I've never heard Stargate say that she was ashamed, but you say that she's ashamed of her family. You're going around saying that Gerald Palmer is a bastard. Gerald Palmer's not a bastard, but you're saying he is. But meantime, you want to act like your family is pristine, crystal clear. The same thing she did with me. I never spoke to Nikki Proctor Walden, but she says that my dad didn't love me. Where the hell are you getting that from? Are you saying your dad didn't love you? Is that because he left you at 10? Maybe. My daddy never left my mom. Our dad raised us with our mom, me, and my 7 siblings. Do I criticize anybody who got a divorce? No, but you're up here transposing your family life onto everybody else's. Our dad never left. Your dad left when you were 10. So here you go again saying Gerald was a bastard when in fact you were the one born out of wedlock and you had kids out of wedlock. But you know what? I'm just coming on here to show verification of what I just asserted, because she's running around here trying to give Gerald Palmer her life story. She's trying to tell you Gerald Palmer had her life. No, your life is your life. You need to quit trying to tell people that they had your life. Your life is your life, and you told the story for the whole world to see. And we're going to let everybody see for themselves what you told the world about your family so people can see that for themselves and quit trying to put it on everybody else. So, people, just sit back. You see for yourself. I don't have to say anything else. And be sure you don't touch that dial after you hear buyer beware.
We'll take this slow, but it's going to go fast because there's no need to really dissect. I'm not going to go into read all the whole dissertation here. It was already, I read it about 4 times already. It's a whole lot going on. But nevertheless, I got to keep things scheduled as things are scheduled. And we're going to review this real briefly. Okay, this is what we're going into here. This is serious. This is serious. So we're gonna this is called enacting real blacknesses in the theater, the Black Arts Movement in Helsinki, a dissertation submitted to the School of Graduate Studies and Research in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Okay. So what this is a dissertation to a doctorate. I read it 4 times. This is just a bit of I'm gonna just briefly read some of it, not the whole thing, because again, this is just a preview. So this dissertation has its object. Wait, this dissertation has as its object of investigation the similarities between two distinct cultural entities that occurred at roughly the same time: the United States-based Black Arts Movement and the career of African writer and political activist Wole Soyinka. Okay. First, first, I would like to. Wait a minute. Let me move along. This is just giving acknowledgments. This is just giving acknowledgments. So I'm not looking to dissect that. Wait. Wait, maybe I may have to go into the dissection of these acknowledgments here. Okay, my first see, dang, it's like where to begin with this. I would begin here. I don't know. Let me see the chat before I really go. Before I don't know if y'all can read that. Hold on. It says last but least. Last but least to my husband. It's like, what does that mean? Last but least to my husband. I seen a lot of errors in this, and it's just curious. But I mean, what does that mean? Last but least to my husband. Is that a Freudian slip? Is that a grammatical error? What's that about? I wouldn't take that too. I mean, that's just I wouldn't like that. But I read this 4 times, and that's just small things. But is it when you deal with writing a dissertation for your doctorate? Is that a small thing? Just that. But I could go into many, many examples of what is this. So here, lastly, to all my obstacles, please note Nikki is PH diswritten. P. It's like what is the academic criteria to get one of these doctorates? Because I think I'm gonna do I'm gonna I think I may have to take this more seriously. Because if this is taken seriously and it's gotten a doctorate, respectfully, I think I could get 5 of them bitches easily. I think I'm even done. And like I said, I read this four times. I don't got time for this. We're dealing with we're studying, we're going in depth of babble, of academic jargon, bullshit, and being replicated on these YouTube streets. Let's be clear here, what's about to take place right now. I don't got time for this. Hee-ha, hee-ha. I got to get my 5 doctorates right now if this type of bullshit is being accepted. Respectfully. When she get this shit? When was this bullshit written? She got the nerve to not send me a Cash App talking about she's a doctor? Fuck was this bullshit written? 2017. 2017. She ain't even a veteran. Talking all that. Giving her goddamn hard-earned money to goofies instead of a real motherfucking doctor. What is this bullshit? And then got the nerve to call her own husband last but least? Give me a break. I could so dissect this stuff to really go into the depth of even with the theme of what the ethos of all this that she's writing. Because all I read is academic ghetto babble. Respectfully, I don't got no beef with her. Coming on my fucking live cussing and hollering. English teacher? Of what? Where? Feel sorry for them goddamn students. Respectfully. Like I said, I need to go back into school if this is what's popping to get fucking a doctorate these days in anything. I'm dealing with high science, people. You think this is a goddamn joke? Well, stay over there. Listen to fucking the smoke god talk about some other old lady who ain't talking nothing but circles and bullshit too. Bullshit. And these niggas is falling and listening. Oh, you got the best fucking interview in the world in a year. Oh, not for sector awards. We're gonna get real here. We don't got time for none of this shit. Real talk. This is not a game, people. I ain't here to play with y'all. Cuss at y'all. Send you cash apps to tell you what to do and be all loud and boisterous about some bullshit ass deep throat comment. We got bigger things to deal with, internationally speaking, or even nationally. Salute. Open your pussy to that. Send a cash app up my fucking ass. And keep sending your fucking cash apps to goofies. Nobody's impressed by you over here. Respectfully. So let's continue with this bullshit. Why don't we? Let's continue with this fucking bullshit. Where is it at? Shit. How do you do this? Gosh. How you do this? Lost my whole state of mind reading this babble. I don't even want to repeat it. You'd be like, is he really reading? Like, come on, let me read the chat. Let me read the chat. Maybe it's me. I'm gonna get how many other doctors in here? And I'm speaking respectfully. It's time for me to teach these students. Get this money that way. Get my academic on. I see a bunch of goofies getting their doctorates nowadays. I see why they got along. I see why they whole fam over there. They sending money to motherfuckers to twerk for them on the pole. They don't know nothing about poles over there. All they know about the pole is the pole that them kids slide and go up and down on. Respectfully, it's a hard day's work. I make it look easy, and I'll make this dissertation look easy. Give her a goddamn doctorate. She got a big ass mouth. Just give it to her. Yeah, she said all that shit. Just give it to her. That's how I read this. Page after page after page. I'm not fucking trying to roast here. You read it. You read it. Page after page. And don't, I'm saying read the whole thing. And be like, what? I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link. This is high science. Let's go. About to get 5 doctorates. Yeah, this is a preview. And I'm giving y'all the overview within this preview. And I call Fugazi. I'm reading academic ghetto babble, passing as logic, passing as academic African science on any level and of any significance. Respectfully. So therefore, I drop the link. So anybody to contest, I can quote you word for word, line for line, why I'm saying this critique. Word for word, line for line, within this dissertation preview, or we could go further into the whole thing. I'll speak slow. I'll wait. Well, young. I don't deal with emotions. All this, what's this? Started dissing first. Now you going to spaz out. What does spaz mean? I know about spa. Perhaps she should spa out. Go to the spa. You know, get in the sauna, the pool, the jacuzzi, the steam room, maybe even the massage table. Get in the cold water. Yeah, she should spaz out or spas out. Get her spa out on. I wonder if she was in a spa when she wrote this. Where was she at when she wrote this? What was she thinking? Or was this just like a rough draft? Is this the rough draft? Who's our proofreaders? Does somebody want to come up here and read it for me? Is anybody a writer? someone who could just read this and interpret this for me. Because maybe I'm reading things. Do you have a PhD in physics? Respectfully. Who, me? We're not dealing with physics